1140 The Fan.
Talkin Money!
And we're back to Talkin Money. And here's Jeff Tarbell.
Right. Final segment of the day. How come I still have all these articles in front of me? Like, what have we been doing? I'm not very good. I'm focusing on the task at hand here. So I was just reading a couple articles, and we'll get to a couple people on the phone here real quick. 339-1140 if you want to jump in, or you can text us at 44-1140. That was not a plant, 530. This one was interesting. Is the real estate rebound for real? The numbers point to a lasting recovery in the housing and commercial property markets and how to invest wisely. This is talking about basically stocks in terms of office space, home builder stocks, new construction, real estate investment trusts, and home prices all on the increase. And I made a note. The only reason I brought this up is I made a note to myself, what happened to the monster, ever persistent, about ready to kill us commercial loan meltdown that was coming? Remember, that was supposed to be even bigger than the residential. The commercial meltdown was going to, if we thought the residential was bad, we haven't seen anything until we see the commercial meltdown. Did I sleep through that one?
Maybe.
I haven't seen it. And I can attribute it to one thing. If maybe it's still out there and it hasn't reared its head yet, but you think you would hear more about it if that were the case. I attribute the fact that it was probably forestalled or put off or minimized by one thing and one thing only, and that is the term called personal guarantee. A commercial loan is made based on, the income stream of the property generally, but also is backed and guaranteed by the personal financial backing of whomever is in the partnership or partnerships. And believe me, when you sign those, as someone who signs those on other things, you will do everything possible to avoid having someone call you to write a personal check or sell your house or sell you're on the hook for those loans. So what you do, if things are kind of sucking wind on your property, which they all are for everybody, you fight through it. You take a little bit of a loss on a monthly basis as opposed to taking a huge loss and going in and having to make good on the loan.
Right.
And I think that's a huge difference. And I think we brought this up on the show before one time. If I was a lender and I was willing to I'd be willing to give you a little lower rate if you'd be willing to sign a personal guarantee. And everybody always thought that my note and deed of trust was my personal guarantee. I mean, up until a few years ago, that's what we all assumed that you were guaranteeing. But I mean, really, where I can come back after you for any other funds you have, would you sign that on a home? Let's say if the interest rate was a quarter difference, probably not. But let's say that rates are, a couple of years from now, rates are 7%, and I offer you 5.5% for personal guarantee. Would you do it? Is that enough? I foresee a day where that will be one of the options. There will be some carrot and a stick type of a deal. And the reason I say that is that there is such a move on right now to get rid of Fannie and Freddie. And the article here talks about now how the federal government has mentioned yesterday, they are no longer going to even pretend that Fannie and Freddie are going to exist beyond 2018. Every dollar they make, they're not going to let it sit there and build up profits. They're going to sweep the money right out and take it out. So Fannie and Freddie are going to go away, which is good and not good. But it's from the standpoint that they are the source for a good pool of low rate money for everybody to access, not just the big banks who have their own money, but everybody down to companies our size can go to Fannie Mae and sell them loans. If that goes away, then that's a supply and demand issue again. There's less demand or less supply of money, same demand, and so now I got to go out and sell the loans to somebody else, and the rest of the world may say, hey, we don't want 3.5% money. We saw what happened to these companies before. We want 5%.
Right.
But I'll be willing to give you 4% if you'd be willing to sign a personal guarantee, so I don't lose on this thing. So I see a lot of different creative things coming out as we go down the road in the next 10 years. There's stuff that we haven't even thought of yet. or come from other points of business. So be interested to see what happens there. Let's get to Mark. Mark's been patiently holding. Mark, welcome to Talkin Money. How you doing?
Good morning, Jeff. Hey, Fannie and Freddie's gone, but Barney and Rebel's coming in.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure.
Barney Frank. Hey, what I want to do, talk about is what they brought up in the paper this week about eminent domain, and the guy behind it, which is Phil Angelides, who's bringing this legislation forward. But Phil Angelides, it's the old thing, follow the money. One of his close cohorts is Mr. Sikopoulos. Is a big landowner here in the Sacramento area. But the angle that they're trying to go at is they're trying to go at blight. Well, these properties that are basically looking at they're in disrepair and bringing property value within neighborhoods. I think a better idea, and I wish somebody would bring it forward, is they bring legislation forward. Any investor, and me included, I am an investor. We do have a couple rental properties. That they would make those investors or property owners, could be the bank, responsible for keeping at least the front yards of these properties in good curbside appeal.
Yep.
Because that's what really kills a neighborhood when you drive through it. And I think everybody should be held responsible. And what they're doing is they're turning the water off in these properties. They're letting the weeds grow. We have a property in our neighborhood that was just turned over to another mortgage. They bought the mortgage from these people, and now the property is just sitting there. Nobody knows, and I've been trying to buy this property for about a year now. So trying to chase these loans down is really discouraging. We're talking with our realtor. He just said it's almost impossible. And so it makes our neighborhood look bad. And, this is just one property in the neighborhood. I wish they would come up and make people responsible for maintaining these properties, whether it's the bank or whether it's the homeowner.
I totally agree with you, Mark. I appreciate we're short on time. That's a great comment, and I'm going to add on to you here just for a second. So I would say two things. If I were running any city or county, and I need to keep my staff busy, I just send them right out to the property, and we're going to maintain your property for you. We're going to put a lien on your property. Our lien is going to be ahead of any mortgage. So when this thing gets defaulted or whatnot, we get paid first, and that's the cost. If you don't want to keep up your property, we'll keep it up for you. We're happy to keep our employees running along here. But the whole thing that this eminent domain is going to try to reduce blight is a load of crap, because the loans they're going after specifically state that they're only going to go after loans that are current. And people that are current on their homes, their houses aren't in blight. And this is nothing more than a cherry pick. We're going to cherry pick out the good mortgages. We're going to split the profit with the local communities, the local cities and governments, and then we'll look like heroes, and we'll keep some more money in the coffers of the city and the county. This thing is a farce. And I got two other F words to go with that. If this thing goes through, it will be the biggest debacle that we have ever seen, and it will severely harm the ability to get financing going forward in this state. And so don't fall for it. This eminent domain thing is a crock, and I'll give you other words later. And that is it. So what do you think? We should go to the eminent domain or not? No. No.
Absolutely not.
Hey, 2 hours are done. I got to get out and do some yard work.
Do you?
A lot of it.
Yeah. I'm going out to Amador County to go to Fiddletown Cellars. You ever been out there?
No.
Okay. Fiddletown. Got to head out to Fiddletown. Joe Shebel.
Okay.
Is a winemaker out there. They
Nice.
make about 2,000 cases annually.
I'll take 1,000. Joe.
Okay, I'll call Joe. Let him know. But for any of you that are looking for a great wine, custom wine, Joe Scheibel at Fiddletown Cellars, great wine.
All right. Enjoy yourself. That music means we're it. We'll see you next, everybody. You can catch this show at JeffTarbell.com or our Talkin Money Facebook page. Aloha.
Talkin Money.